Landfill is a hole in the ground where valuable resources are needlessly buried. It is the oldest and often the cheapest form of waste treatment. But landfill gas and leachate pollutes its surrounding environment, including air, soil, and water, and can adversely affect public health. US EPA has published a statement that even the best liner and leachate collection systems in today's regulated landfill will ultimately fail due to natural deterioration. As such, landfills are situated away from sensitive receptors. In 1961, three East Bay women mobilized citizens to save San Francisco Bay and paved the way for McAteer Petries Act. One by one, the dumps and landfills were closed and turned into parks. Enid Pearson said at the Palo Alto landfill closure in July 28 of 2011 that there were 44 landfills around the bay and this is the last one. It is a great day. The landfill era is supposed to be over. Today, Bay Area cities are leading the nation to drive for zero waste era. Diversion programs extend the life of existing landfills, and the old landfills has turned into popular open spaces along the bay shoreline, including Sunnyvale, Baylands Parks, Bixby Park in Palo Alto, as well as Shoreline Amphitheater in Mountain View. Unfortunately, the capital of Silicon Valley bucks the trend. While all others have closed their landfills, City of San Jose retains the only three active bayfront landfills today. Instead of closure, it is expanding both Newbie and Zanker amid one of the most populous and environmentally sensitive region in the nation. Within 2 miles, there are more than 100,000 daytime population, including more than 10,000 school children attending 8 public schools. Additionally, there are more than 120,000 daily commuters on Highway 880, Highway 680, Highway 262, as well as Highway 237. The closest residence is merely 0.4 miles away. What's unique about Newbie Island? Well, it started in the 1930s when the area was still rural. Today, it is in the middle of the area that's known as the gateway to Silicon Valley. The landfill has grown to become the largest along San Francisco Bay and projected to reach its 150 feet capacity by 2010. Today, San Jose accounts for majority of the disposal tonnage at Newbie Island. There is a big conflict of interest. The landfill is actually located at the border of San Jose, Fremont, and Milpitas. However, only San Jose has full jurisdiction for permitting and enforcement. Newbie Island expansion to an unprecedented size in San Francisco Bay history was announced in 2007 with the objective of allowing it to continue to accept historic waste volumes from the region. However, the new permit of 245 feet mean sea level is more than 53% larger than the second largest landfill ever built, which is West Contra Costa in Richmond at 160 feet. The capacity of 57.5 million cubic yards is also more than 161% of the 22 million cubic yards in Richmond. That landfill closed in 2006. All other surrounding landfills, including the last two that closed recently, which was Fremont and Palo Alto, never exceeded the 150 feet mark. The 245 feet new height will make it almost as tall as the tallest building in Santa Clara County, which is San Jose City Hall. There were strong objections from adjacent residents, businesses, city staff, and elected officials. A Change.org petition that was started in November 2014 has garnered more than 22,000 signatories in under 5 months. There has also been hundreds of public hearing testimonies and letters as well as protests asking decision makers to stop the landfill expansion. Unfortunately, the expansion was approved despite documented environmental impacts, violations, odors, as well as health concerns. Among significant environmental impact noted in the EIR includes adverse air quality due to the exceedance of nitrous oxide, VOCs, POCs, and ROG's threshold, biological impacts to burrowing owls, as well as nuisance species and its indirect impact to sensitive wildlife. It's also documented that it is a threat to clapper rail, salt marsh mouse, and shrew if operation were to continue beyond 2025. There's also geological impacts due to unknown buried waste in the D-shaped area within Newbie Island. There's also a risk due to the sea level rise and 100 years flood zone. The biggest controversy is centered around odor nuisance. In the EIR, odor is noted as insignificant. However, BAQMD as well as Milpitas City Odor Reporting Systems has been logging a significant increase of odor complaints in recent years. Odors pose many adverse impacts to quality of life, property value, and more importantly, to the health of the surrounding residents. Despite the strong objections, San Jose City Council Planning Director LEA has unanimously approved the permits. CalRecycle also issued a concurrence for the revised permit in February of 2015. There were many false claims made by the landfill operator to justify the expansion. The first is landfill shortage. However, the fact is that there is excess capacity in the city and county. CalRecycle report shows that there is 40 million tons of excess landfill capacity through 2025 in Santa Clara County. San Jose has also adopted Green Vision in 2007 to direct 100% of its waste from landfill by 2022. There is a report from Santa Clara County CIWMP in 2011 that states that the county continues to have greater than 15 years of disposable capacity. The development, implementation, and adoption of diversion programs established by all jurisdictions help extend landfill capacity. In other words, there is no shortage. A second myth is that there is no superior alternative available. However, the fact is that the use of existing landfill is a superior alternative. San Jose City has 5 active landfills within its city boundaries, including Kirby Canyon and Guadalupe mines that are located in the hillsides and have excess capacity. It is away from population centers as well as prevailing winds. Today, less than 10% of San Jose's annual tonnage goes to Kirby Canyon and Guadalupe mines. This is an issue of rebalancing the load from Newbie Island to its other landfills and should be considered as the best alternative available. A third myth is that local landfill helps to keep garbage rates low. However, when we look at garbage collection fees across Bay Area cities, we have found no correlation between garbage rates and landfill proximity. The fact shows that 9 cities without a local landfill actually pays lower rates than Milpitas and San Jose. Myth number 4. Republic's authored odor study from Schmidt and Card showed Newbie Island odor as insignificant. However, when we look at the full report, we found that the study has skewed data sets in order to conceal landfill odor breakthrough. It calculates its total odor by multiplying odor flux by area, where the area of the bay is more than 18,000 times larger than the active landfill. As such, the numbers are skewed towards sources that has a significant size. In the full report, the scientist Thomas Card published a statement. There was one odor point where there was obvious breakthrough odor. This data point had an odor value of 8,600 dt with a methane concentration of 3,000 ppmv. This measurement was from the landfill and represents the single highest odor flux of all odor sources that were measured from the region. Myth number 5. Newbie Island claims that it is a good neighbor. However, the fact shows that Newbie Island is a public nuisance. It has received 6 public nuisance violations from BAA-QMD and RWQCB in 2015 alone. BAA-QMD has logged more than 2,300 complaints since 2013. From their investigation, they have traced 50% of the odor complaints back to Newbie's recyclery and composting operations, and additionally, another 44% was due to the landfill operation at Newbie. Myth number 6. Republic Services claims that it has implemented a series of effective measures to eliminate odors from Newbie Island. Among them include the use of industrial misters with odor eliminating additives. However, the fact shows that odor mitigation systems does not alleviate landfill gas hazards, and worse, it interferes with monitoring. This information is clearly documented in CalRecycle Title 27, CCR Section 2760. It states that masking agents interfere with the detection and monitoring of landfill gases, making it difficult to evaluate the potentially harmful effects and may delay required corrective actions. Myth number 7. Republic Services claims that Newbie Island has an excellent compliance record and has not received any notices of violation. Our fact check shows that the landfill actually has a record of 17 notices of violations since 2010. In fact, 10 notices of violations were issued by BAA-QMD in year 2015. These violations included 16 months of methane exceedance, as well as 12 months of illegal activities that involve harvesting of alternative daily cover, construction of illegal bunkers for material storage, and many more. Myth number 8. EIR claims that odor impact from landfill expansion is insignificant. However, the fact shows that expansion permit allows indefinite operation as long as capacity remains. As residents have suffered chronic landfill odor episodes for many decades, extending the sufferance is significant. Look at Republic's poor track record in Sunshine Canyon Landfill in Southern California after its expansion. It has received more than 8,000 odor complaints and 130 notices of violations since its expansion in 2008 and have still failed to mitigate its issue. Don't let this happen to Newbie Island and Silicon Valley. Please help us stop Newbie Island landfill expansion. We can all do our part to protect our environment and communities through reduce, reuse, and recycle. Follow our efforts at Milpitas Odor Problem on Facebook. Thank you very much.